Alrighty, let's see if we're working. We look like we're working to me. Pop, 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 pop. There we go, much better. Alright. So, what we got? Oh, man. No energy at all. Can't hear it all in my ear. But we're doing our best. Just keep on keeping on. So, me and my husband have been playing a game called Last Epoch a lot. It's been very fun. In that there's an enemy called the Void, which is kind of like a generic enemy name. But they're sort of like a goo, darkness, body horror kind of enemy line. There's all kinds of different mobs that show up for it. It's just really neat. And playing that and seeing them kind of got me hyped to work on my twilightkin again. So I figured I would break some of them out and play around. Now, I have some Night Stalkers, and I paint them up sort of in kind of like whites and golds, and they're led by a like straight up biblical angel with like all the wings and eyes and stuff. So they're kind of my like angelic Night Stalkers. And I love the way these guys look. I think they look phenomenal. I'm super in love with them. And I kind of want my twilightkin to go along with them because lore-wise, they should, right? Like, twilightkin are, you know, like mortal worshippers of the nightkin energy garbage nonsense, right? And they try to use it to their strengths and all that. So I kind of want them to look similar. So I started working on them right at the turn of the year, and kind of got stuck, right? Because I just didn't like how they were coming out. So they just very much looked like more Night Stalkers. They didn't look very different. So here's a guy. He definitely needs some more cleanup. But this is kind of like where I got stuck at, right? Because I was like, oh, he's got cloth. I should do that in red like the Night Stalkers. Then what do I do with this, like, meat skirt that he has? Like, I kind of got stuck, right? I'm like, oh, it's just so much white, and, you know. So I kind of stopped working on them. So today I wanted to kind of draw on some of those enemies from Last Epoch and kind of break out some other ideas for the Night Stalkers. See what else I could do with them. So I had a couple of ideas. First, I've got this guy here. He's pretty much pure white. And I got this guy that I started to fill details in. And you can see I just stopped painting him about the same time I stopped painting the other guy. And see this guy here. He's pretty much pure white. He's got some, like... So, like, if you look at the officially painted models for these, they're just kind of like a mess. Like, there you go. Right? This is what they look like. And they're just kind of like a mess. Like, they're just kind of like black with highlights. And in all the photos, they kind of look the same. But there's actually a lot of details in these minis. And, I think painting them, you know, like this, kind of in that same vein, I think kind of betrays some of the coolness of these minis. Because, like, these guys are supposed to be dudes that are, like, being transformed kind of, like, against their will. The guys are, like, an accidental byproduct. They're being, like, turned into monsters. So, like, you can see there's some stuff in there, like... Right? Like, you can see he has, like, a loincloth here. And he has, like, what looks like some kind of piece of leg armor there. And it goes all the way down to the boot. And then this leg here has a boot that looks like it broke off there. And this leg's, like, all twisted and mutated. You can see he's got a pauldron here. And then, like, his arm has melted into, like, the pauldron here. Alright? You see there's, like, some cloth there. Like, and if I was just to paint them just pure black, I feel like it would kind of like not do them justice. So But I think first off, or just pure white, I think I would not really do them justice. So first off, I want to try something out, and I want to see if it works. Where's my fucking white? Hold on. 1 sec. Yes. Really like these Proacral paints, man. All right. So first off, we're gonna add to the white, right? Because I think I want to try a more complete coat, and we're gonna add to it, and then we're gonna try a couple different things out. So. First off, let's get this guy's white down. I'm just trying to darken up his coat, I guess. Alright. I'm not trying to do it pretty or anything, just trying to get him some nice coverage. Because I think if I paint his monster bits and then paint the human bits, I think it should work pretty good, maybe. Like the clothes and the stuff, I think if I do that after, it should work pretty good. That's what I'm thinking about doing, is I'm thinking about taking this dude and doing everything in white and then hitting it with Gilliman Flesh, which is like a flesh kind of color, like a pinky reddy kind of wash, which should sort of get in all the grooves and dye it a little bit. And then dry brushing it all so that it has white again, like on the tips. It's one of the things I'm debating trying, so we're going to try that out. So I'm going to put him there, and then for this guy, yeah, see, this guy's got like a whole bunch, like his whole lower half is regular, it's just covered in armor, right? It's his whole upper, like left side that's all weird. So for this guy, I think we're actually going to try doing a skin tone. Hello! And seeing if we like the skin tone. Doing like a pinky white people skin. Right, and then the same kind of idea, right? Like hitting it with white dry brush afterwards. These are very cool models, and I would really like to add them to my like angel army. But like I said, I kind of got stopped, you know, because I wasn't feeling the path that I had gone down. Because I actually think the official Mantic models for these are like super badly painted. I don't think they do the models any justice. Because there's like a ton of details in here with like clothes and boots and bits of armor and everything, and I think just kind of like broad strokes painting it kind of really betrays the model a lot, to be honest. My camera angle sucks today. Let's fix that. Whoop, there we go. Sorry, camera angle was really bad there. Is that better? No, not really. Okay, good job. But yeah, just figured we'd experiment around, see if we can come up with a design and color that we like. Been doing a lot of like painting experiment recently because I finished up a couple projects last weekend while I was really sick, and then I was like, okay, well, let's try to figure out the start of some other projects. So like I broke out that army box that I showed off last Sunday, the World War II one. Built all those guys up. They're awesome, by the way. Here's the Japanese commander with his sword. There he is. Super cool. Really fun models. And you can like kit bash like all these extra like units, and like I've got a sniper team and a machine gun team, and I've got a guy with a lunge mine and a guy with a flag, and I actually have 2 machine gun teams. But really cool. Really cool models and really fun. But I've been trying to paint the Marines, and I just have not found a green I like at all. So I have like 10 Marines over on the desk to the left of me in different colors. Because like the green, the Marine uniform change is like wild how different it is in like every photo. Like it's pretty wild. Like in a bunch of them, it's like super olive drab, looks like it's from Vietnam, and then a bunch of them it looks basically like a light blue. It's crazy. All right, so our buddy here, he's probably dry enough. Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's hit him and see what we think. We can kind of get this ball rolling. By the way, if you do use any Citadel paints, one of these things is like 50 cents and is so fucking worth it. It's ridiculous. My husband got me a paint rack for my last birthday, and it came with this thing, and oh my god, I've used the living fuck out of it. Alright, so let's try it out. We're just going to try out the Gilliman flesh over it, and then we're going to try dry brushing it white. We're going to see what we get. Because when you're playing Last Epoch, you fight a lot of these. No, we're not fully dry there. You fight excuse me. You fight a lot of these void guys, and they're really cool. Their designs are really cool. They did a great job. Yeah, so you can really see the wash is really bringing out those details. But they did a really good job designing them, because there's like a crazy number of them. You got ones with like these big, long, like daddy long leg arms. You got these like big meat amalgamation ones. There's like a big forge monster that comes to life. It's some cool shit, you know? You know, after seeing those, I was really like, man, I really want... you know, I want more like Abomination than how I was planning on doing these before. Man, my camera angle all kinds of screwed up, isn't it? Yeah, it keeps catching my hand and getting blurry. Alright, so that's Gilliman flesh. It's a really nice skin tone, actually, apparently done over white. That looks really nice. So we'll give him a minute. And then we'll try dry brushing him. He's going to get a couple minutes there. And then this guy, you know, he should probably actually, I wonder if he should get the Gilliman flesh too. Let's just try dry brushing the white. Just so we can kind of get an idea, right? Because we're playing around, we're experimenting, we're, you know, none of these are final, you know. I'm just curious kind of what it'll look like over the tan here. Sorry, I was lost in the sauce there. I was debating this as I was doing it. So I think the pink is too close to the white. I don't think it's dark enough for the dry brush to look good over top of it. Right? I think it needs the darker color in the crevice to look nice. I don't think it has that. Just doing dry brushing over the white. Yeah. Okay. So the pink with white over top of it's not going to work. It's just not going to work very well. There's just not enough contrast there. We'll see when this guy dries up how he looks. Right, because like if I hit this with like the Gilliman Flesh Wash or whatever now, he would just look like that guy, right? He wouldn't look any different. But he needs something darker in those recesses. That's just, there's not enough contrast between those two colors. I could do like a purple skin tone for them, make them like drow. But the problem with that is that when you do the white dry brush over top of purple, you're just sometimes going to just get pinks. So I don't think that would work super well. But I mean, these minis are really cool, you know, and I want to do them. I want to do them justice because they are super cool. There's a lot of really neat designs and stuff. So, like this guy, you can see he has like part of a cuirass here that's still there. And his loincloth, right, and like the middle piece, and then his boot here is working, and then he has a leg guard here on this side that's still working, right? And I want to paint all that stuff in because I think it'll help make them look like real monsters, right? And like this guy's leg here is almost completely fine, but this one here is like turning into a monster, you know. And you can see where his pants are ripped right there, you know, where he's kind of like bursting out of them. You know, like this arm here. It's got like a mouth in his shoulder. It's cool as shit. Yeah, so you know, they have a lot of neat details, so I want to like make sure I capture that. You know what I mean? Just and it's not like the detail's soft either. It's just like, without having a guy as reference, it's really hard to know like what's supposed to be armor and what's not, right? Like there's no like untransformed version of these guys, so it's really hard to have that as like a point of reference. So you're kind of looking at it and being like, okay, well, is this cloth, is that cloth, kind of thing, you know, because you don't have that regular trooper model to go with them, you know. It's not like when you have like a converted space marine or something and there's 4 trillion other space marines you could go look at, you know. You could be like, oh, okay, well, this guy's armor is split here. Space marines aren't supposed to have a giant mouth in their belly, you know. Things like that. Alright, let's see how our boy is doing. He's still a little wet. Still a little sticky. Alright, we'll give him another minute. But the other things that are in that line are a bunch of like ladies. That was one of them. Sorry, she went bouncing across the floor. Give me a second. Yes, the other stuff you get in that box in the like the Mega Army box I did the unboxing for. You get a bunch of these ladies, which is another reason I'm kind of trying to think about like a skin tone kind of color, because I don't want them to be all pure white like the angels, right? Like I want them to be less transformed and less monstrous, right? So even like their armor and stuff, I'm probably not going to make white. You know, I'll probably make it be like another color. You know, but they're pretty cool. They have these cool like hook sword things. They got some booba. Pretty cool. And then you get these boats. And I did not think I would like the boats at first, to be honest, but I actually kind of really like the boats. I thought the idea of the boats was really stupid, but I kind of really like the boats as like a thing of cavalry. Like these like evil, like propelled by dark magic kind of things. You get the ladies with like the spears and stuff hanging off of them. I think they're cool. I was not into the boat by default, but I once I built it, I was like, this is actually pretty cool. Right now, I'll be able to paint it like a boat, and then like all this is kind of going to be like white and converted like an angel. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of coolness in the twilightkin line. It's just I have to figure out like my brand or flavor of it, I guess, right? How I wanna do them. You know, because this isn't a line where like one of the things is really unlike the others or any problems like that. It's more just I need to figure out how I want the base one to be, right? Like this guy, for example, right? Like this is all cloth, right? So I'll probably make that white like the cloth on the angels. But that's all skin. So that probably shouldn't be the same color as the cloth. I should probably make this like purple or something like that. You know? And like the rest of his armor is all like grown. So should that be angel color or should that be armor color? You know? So trying to figure that out. Because I do want them to tie into the angel line, right? And be visually like the same. But also visually different, you know? So let's try dry brushing our brow here. I don't necessarily think that's bad. I think it is definitely maybe the ugly duckling step, but I don't think it's bad. Let's keep it going and see what we get. Let's keep it going. Because I think if we take this to conclusion, it might actually look pretty darn good. Even though right now I am not I'm not particularly moved by the pinkiness of it. I think if I finish it up, I think it might look pretty darn good. So let's try it out. So we'll do gold for all the like claws and stuff in his angel bits. And go for stuff like his teeth. You know, and then the inside of his mouth will do the same angel purple, because he's clearly having a bad time there. Right? Some claws coming out of his elbow there. You know, like conceptually, I don't want these guys to be the exact same kind of colors and stuff as my angels, because like, you know, I want them to look like mutants, you know. All right, so let's get some. Let's do the inside of his mouth and the purple. He's still got a bunch of wash in there that's still wet. That's okay. That's what you get for experimenting, you know? That happens. Alright. Now let's see. He has... I'm gonna be really honest. I kind of want to do all his armor in, like, black or something like that. You know? Like something definitely like visually distinct from the angels. And maybe he has his portions where he's like becoming white, because he's becoming like the angel. I actually think that's not a bad idea, to be honest. I should give him some more contrast, I guess. Should be nice, you know? So then I guess we would do all this stuff here in the black. And then we'll do his loincloth in red. So let's see. What do we have going on here in the waist? We've got some kind of piece of armor here. Do that in black. Like that. I guess, and then the rest there. No, because he's got some kind of cloth or something going up around this arm here. This is something. Yeah, some kind of like connection to this bandolier thing. Yeah, but see how like a little bit of detail makes these look way more like cursed, kind of twisted monsters versus just kind of like the colored blobs that the official models look like. And I think the official models didn't do these guys any justice. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, we'll do the loincloth in red. I guess he's got some more armor here in this left arm, so we'll do that as well. Right, looks like part of his arm is transforming there. No, actually, you know, I think that's probably... Yeah, I think that's probably all armor, to be honest. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll hit that. Alright. And then we'll hit the we'll hit the loincloth. Alright, actually let's see if that purple's dry so I can redo those teeth that I fucked up. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then let's see, we need red for the loincloth, so we can hit that too. Bonk. You know, sometimes you buy something and you have like a perfect idea in your head of how you're going to paint it, right? Like even before you buy the box, you have the order process and what colors you're going to use, and you know, you've got all this stuff kind of worked out, right? And then sometimes you buy something and you're like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing with this, right? Like with these guys, I had a little bit of a clue because I was like, oh, I want them to be like my angels. But that was like as far as the clue went. I didn't have anything in the chamber besides that, you know? So it means that wind up with a situation where you really have to like kind of do test models and play around and all that kind of stuff, you know. My Tyranids were actually the same way. I had this really cool idea for them, and then when I started painting it, I didn't like it. So I went through 2 years worth of trying to find like color schemes for my Tyranids, and I ended up on a color scheme I really liked. And then I found an upgrade to it, and I'm like over the fucking moon with them now. They're like legitimately one of my favorite things now. You know, so sometimes that like having to experiment and play around kind of method, sometimes that leads to the best results. And sometimes you just have a perfect idea, like my orcs. Orcs are probably my favorite army, and I had a exact idea of what I wanted them to be from day one, down to like the fucking paints that I was going to use. Like, you know, so sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. All right, so let's see. I actually kind of like that twistedness. The white with the Gilliman flesh with the white over it again. I actually think that looks kind of cool, to be honest. So let's go ahead. Let's break out some Gilliman flesh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit all his claws and stuff with it real quick. Because see, order of operations in the future, if I do this for more models, what I'll do is I'll paint the claws and stuff before I do the first round of Gilliman flesh. I'll throw a little in with his eye sockets. Alright. Oh. He's got little claws on his back there. There we go, and get those two. And I think what I'm going to try to do is I might try to white up some specific areas on him. Maybe? Let's see how it looks. Kind of like spot pick white highlight kind of thing. Just kind of like trying to get some whiter bits on some of it. And kind of like the parts that stand out, I guess. I think the next step after this would be actually to hit all the white and fleshy parts with some of the white wash that I use, which is the Soulblight Gravelord's wash, or it's called like Soulblight White or something like that. It's from Army Painter. I'll tell you exactly what it is in a minute, because I'll grab it while I wait for this guy to dry. Some of these little highlights are a little much, but yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool, to be honest. Let me get some stuff on his belly. He doesn't actually have any white there. There we go. Yeah, I actually think that's pretty darn cool. I think I forgot to hit his tongue with Gilliman flesh, so let me do that. There we go. Alright, I don't want their armor just to be pure black, so I need to do something, or let me rephrase that. Pure black's the wrong color. I'm using dark neutral gray, which is a sort of a darker black, but you can still see some of the details. should probably hit that with a little bit of a dry brush. Of something. I don't know what. Maybe like a purple or something. Let's see how purple looks. I think I saw a little on the palette. I do. All right. All right. Can you even meaningfully see it? You know. Maybe it's a situation where I do the armor in purple and keep the cloth in black. I don't know. Can you even see the purple there? Right? Probably not. All right, let's return that to black, and then we'll talk about some of the other color options. All right, what else can I do with this besides just pure black? So I'd like it to be, there to be something else to it, right? Let's see. I could do a lighter purple dry brush. I've got just purple. It's pretty good. I could do a light gray dry brush. I could do like a soft bluish gray dry brush. I've got London gray. That one's pretty damn good. I like that one a lot. Where's Luftwaffe gray? That one's very blue. Let's look at that one. Yeah, let's look at that one. This is Luftwaffe gray. Let's try this. Is that meaningful in any way? Not really. If instead of doing black, I switch the whole thing to Luftwaffe gray, though, I can hit it with a black wash, and you'll get some definition out of it. So let's try that, I think. We'll switch the whole thing to Luftwaffe gray. Or we'll just do his arm here. We'll do his arm here. RIP the detail on this arm. But we'll do this arm, and then we'll hit it with the Pro Acryl black wash. So I think it should give you a nice kind of dark, kind of bluey look. I think it should be pretty dope. But we'll try that out. But yeah, I think that's actually pretty darn good. I like the kind of skin tone to the white. It looks like it hurts. I think that's pretty cool. We could do some like individual pots of like, oh, you know what we'll do? We'll do that white that I mentioned. Yeah, let me find it. Give me a sec. There we go. Holy white. I thought it was called Soul White White. I'm wrong. Holy white, which is very fitting for something that is an angel. There we go. We'll put this on a little like a couple kind of specific areas, you know. There we go. Not like all over everything, but Actually, you know what? If we put it all over everything, it's probably going to look really good. Alright, we're going to try putting it on everything. You know, and then we'll really have this mix of like pinky kind of like pain flesh, and then the angelic kind of bluish white. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I will swap everything to the Luftwaffe gray, because I think that's going to look cool once it's give me one sec. I got way more in that area than I thought I did. You know what, the slate gray might actually be able to show detail with wash too. Yeah, we'll move to the Luftwaffe gray. It's fine. Because I know it'll show detail with black wash. Right, because we want to make sure we get all the detail in these guys, but we also don't, like, I'm going to be painting a lot of these guys, right? So, like, I don't want every one of them to have, like, 40 trillion steps kind of thing, you know? Like, I want to enjoy painting them, but I also don't want each one to be a chore, you know? Alright. And now we just wait for the gray to go off. And by go off, I mean to dry, and then I'll get a black, and then he'll be all done. And I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I think that's pretty darn cool. That looks like it hurts, and I think that's very fitting for what these monsters are. Yeah, that's some good shit. I like that a lot. Where's one of the booba ladies? Here we go. So she's gonna get, you know, really that same gray, to be honest. We'll do all her stuff in gray, and then her like loincloth and stuff we'll do in red as well. I figured I might as well just shoot it up while I've got it out. So I already put it on the palette, you know. I already put it on the palette. No reason for it to go to waste. Yeah. I'll just keep filling it out since I got it out, right? Might as well. But yeah. So, I was doing a bunch of Fallout stuff on the channel recently. And that, has gotten delayed until we can actually play. So once we can play, I'll probably be back to doing a whole bunch of Fallout stuff, but till then, just trying to get caught up on some other projects, to be honest. Ugh. Just trying to get the rest of this paint used up. The Fallout minis are very fun. They do kind of have like a finite amount, though, if that makes sense, right? Like, you only need so many Mirelurks and so many ghouls and so many raiders and stuff, you know? I think the, like, quote-unquote growth of that would be, you know, moving into other expansion or other factions and stuff, you know? And I've got some Caesar's Legion to paint, but I think we're going to hold off until I play a little bit. Until I play at least my first game and kind of go from there. So, we're going to slap some paint, boy. I do have to say I love this white. This is bold titanium white from Pro Acryl, and it's amazing. It's like legitimately like the best white color that ever existed. Also this weekend I painted a Gundam. I did a full 1 weekend build and paint project. Kind of like, I won't say challenge because it wasn't really hard, but you know, like challenge, I guess. You know, where you take a model basically from being in the box and then have it fully painted and top coated and everything, you know, by the end of the weekend. So my guy's outside top coated right now. I'm debating if I'm going to do decals and stuff on him. But definitely a fun little project. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Let's see, this guy with a one monster leg. I really like the Witch from Mercury kits. Some of the kit designs are really stupid. I'm looking at you, the main kit from Witch from Mercury, because like her ankles are actually like a clip joint, and whoever designed that just needs to be punched in the balls like really hard. Like, for real. It's just, it makes it so obnoxious to post the kit. But a lot of the other designs are really neat. And the show is really cool because it's got like a female antagonist and a LGBT antagonist, and like, it's pretty cool. And all the designs are all done from each of like the quote-unquote main companies are all done from the different designers. So they all look really different, which is really neat. It also means that there's a really broad kind of range of appeal of the designs, which is pretty cool. I have not finished the series yet, but I am pretty close and thoroughly enjoying it. Alright, let's hit our brawl with our black wash. And we will go ahead and we will call it after that. Do we have a cup that we can use for black wash? Not really. Huh. Problem. 1 second. Oh. Modern problems require modern modern solutions. Just turn that fucker over. Yeah. This black wash is amazing, by the way. It's the Pro Acryl one. Oh, it's like a fucking godsend. It behaves exactly like how I want black wash to behave. So I'm working on a bunch of rebs right now for Dead Zone that I'm making out of a whole bunch of like North Star military figures, like Stargrave kits and stuff like that. And the like the like Deathfield stuff and all those. And man, I hit them with this black wash and I just, oh, they look so good. I love them. They look so, so good. Actually, let's give our buddy here a minute to dry before we call it. And I'll actually grab some of those guys. So I got more than this, but there's a couple of them. I got this kick-ass badger guy. Really cool. Made all Stargrave bits. This guy is a 3D printed Deathfields mini. And I've got Stargrave bits plus 3D printed Deathfields head. I love the black wash. It's so dark. Same thing. I actually think this guy's all Stargrave bits. Come on. Mr. Squid Face there. And the best mini of all, which is a 3D printed Deathfields 1, which is my blue space otter. There he is. I fucking love him. So yeah, that black wash, I love it. It's nice, it's dark. It like fills in the gaps really darkly, but it doesn't stain very badly. I think it's just wonderful. Like, I cannot sing its praises enough. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and call it with our buddy here. That's our guy, our twisted energy fiend, twilightkin fiend, monster man. There he is. He looks like he's in pain, as he should, because he's trying to become an angel. So they will go with this army, and I think that looks pretty damn good for being similar but not the same. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's pretty darn cool. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching as I played around with these minis and tried to figure out a way I like, which I did in the end. It's a little more complex than I probably would have done if I hadn't been streaming, but that's the joy of getting to, you know, explore and stuff with this, which is fun. But I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Next Sunday, there will not be a stream, most likely. And if I'm here, not on Big Island, I'm probably going to be here, not on Big Island. I'll be probably streaming on Saturday. But all right, that's it for me. Have a good one, and keep on keeping.